Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Of course, OG friend of him, Antonio, Calrissian Kids. This is the Upon Further Review podcast, where we do podcast reviews and reactions. Took a couple of days, kind of let it simmer. You know what I'm saying?
A little marinade.
We really want to talk about this entire season as a whole, what worked for us, why people not really feeling it, and where do we move forward in the Star Wars universe. Antonio,
Yes,
what did
sir.
you think about this season overall?
This season overall, I was cool with the way season two ended, and I guess after season two ended, that's like a 2 year period has passed from
Yeah.
that. Because if we remember in Book of Boba Fett, aka Mandalorian season 2.5, season 2.5, that's Grogu was training with Luke, and then we find out through social media and other stuff that Dave Filoni has said that yes, Grogu trained with Luke for 2 years. So 2 years basically passed before in the storyline. And I think it was just basically a good continuation of season two. Season two ended with, Moff Gideon being defeated, Luke coming in, and what we thought was Din Djarin completing his mission by getting Grogu to his crew, to his people, which were the Jedi or
Yeah.
whatnot. And then Mandalorian's season 2.5, aka Book of Boba Fett, second half, basically had like a little in there where Grogu had been staying with the armor at this space station type thing, and he was just still doing bounties, but he was missing his boy. He was missing his son, for all intents and purposes. And we find out that hey, in order for him to be considered a full Mandalorian again, he has to go purify himself in the waters of the mines of Mandalore.
Yeah.
And that's where we pick up at. So we pick up basically, him and Grogu are on, I'm saying, they're out trying to, find out, what's good with Mandalore, asking around like, hey, you guys know what's going on with Mandalore? We need to go there. You know, um, Dan never been to Mandalore. Say if you know about it, he's never been to Mandalore because he was on Concordia. He was a foundling that was taken to Concordia, and then when the purge of Mandalore happened, they got spread out. The Mandalorians. So I mean, you had that storyline. Also, you had the storyline of Bo Katan like being the Queen of Ashes, but not having the dark saber for that. You also had the Watch. I'm saying you had the Watch Mandalorians. Basically still roaming, trying to find their home, and trying to find their place in the galaxy,
True.
in that. So I mean, you had that, and then you start off the season. The one thing I appreciate about the season, they didn't lag a whole lot of things. They didn't lag. They went into straight up. Hey, Den was like, hey, this is it. Let's go try to find out what's going on. I'm trying to get some help. Y'all don't want to help. I'm gonna go to Mandalore. We're at Mandalore. We see the mines. I get in trouble. What I'm saying? Bo comes and help thanks to Grogu. He purifies himself. He falls in. On top of that, we see that mythosaurs are still around. We see that Mandalore can sustain life. And then we go into, hey, let's go back to the armorer. The armorer is like, okay, cool. You have purified yourself. You are Mandalorian again. The armorer realizing the error in her ways, saying, look, man, we as a people we're scattered all over the universe. Bring us together. And she knows that there was one person that could do that, which was Bo-Katan, because she has lived the way of the Watch, and she lived the way of the new Mandalorians who take their helmets off and stuff. She and Din goes out, gather the crew. In the process, they find, going on a couple of misadventures. They also find out that Moff Gideon is basically free. We also see what the remnants of the Empire is working on. We see they're not going off into that silent night. And then we see they get back. Right. I mean, they're not going off of that silent night. We see them come back, get the two groups together. We see that the two groups had to work together, and we see how they decide, hey, let's go home and let's make this happen. They get home, they see the BS that's going on. They run into the BS that's going on with Moff Gideon. They defeat the stuff. They find out everything is cool. Mandalorians are on Mandalore again, and the second age of Mandalore is upon us. Din officially adopts Grogu. And then after officially adopting Grogu, the armorer's like, yo, just here now. It's time for you to leave and take your kid to show him what it's like to be a Mandalorian, which is basically akin to when the Jedi choose who their Padawan is going to be, and they go on their travels to show them the way of the Jedi to become, to show them the way of the Jedi. And we leave with Mando on his little hacienda on his plot of land. Boom, there we go. End of the season. I don't see what the problem is. What about you, sir?
That was very succinct. I like the season, like even when they went to check out Space Lizzo and Jack Black, like I even like that episode. So I didn't really see like what was the huge issue with it. And people was like, oh my God, it's just the only episode that kind of lagged was when they had to establish Amnesty International for
with Dr. Pershing and Elia Kane.
Like that episode lags a little, but it was still like it still was a fulfilling episode in the end, just to see how it kind of like it gave us the underpinnings of why the New Republic fell to the First Order. And just like they told us from the onset, this show is going to also explain how the First Order came about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna tell y'all like why it happened. And this in this season, it gave us a lot of indicators as to why, at the beginning of On the Force Awakens, we see Hazian Prime explode. It's kind of like, for me as just a watcher and a fan, like I really appreciated this season, even more so than season 2 at some points, because season 2, I mean, and okay, let's just get into the whole reason why people was acting stupid about this.
Speak on it.
I really think people have revisionist history. When the first season of Mandalorian came out, and I'm speaking to y'all, a lot of y'all didn't like it. Do you know why a lot of y'all didn't like it? Because a lot of y'all thought that it was going to be serialized television. And then when y'all figure out like, oh, this is like, Adventure of the Week, y'all kind of settled in. Y'all wasn't feeling that. Y'all was saying like, yo, it's kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? I want to see beautiful Pedro Pascal's face. Like it's not emotive enough. There was a bunch of little small things that people was pissy about. You know what I'm saying?
Also, let's not act like this is the only season where they gave us cameos. Let's stop it.
We've been getting cameos since like the first episode.
Because some of y'all forget.
It may not have been a huge cameo, but still was like people who just in one episode.
So let's not forget about Bill Burr.
Come on, we got Space Bill Burr being full Bill Burr in space twice.
We also had a space John Leguizamo, but we didn't see him. We didn't see him, but he had makeup on and everything. But that was Space John Leguizamo. Like people have to realize that. I think that folk are so spoiled because they're so used to Star Wars not having cameos. Wrong, but Star Wars always had cameos. You've had people who were stormtroopers that were dressed up. You just didn't know. There was a rumor that Prince Harry and Prince William were stormtroopers in like one of the prequels. And I mean, we already know the guy, I can't think his name, the guy that was the last Bond, Daniel Craig. He was a stormtrooper in one of the, and you know what I'm saying, in one of the movies as well. Like, come on, man.
George Lucas was in the prequels himself
Yes.
made a
You know,
cameo. So that part of for
yeah.
me, if and let's be honest, like I just don't think y'all don't like black women, especially larger black women. If y'all hate us, just say
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
Yeah.
try to dress it up because there was so
Yeah.
many, big people jokes and crap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like that part of it was so unnecessary. Also,
Mm-hmm.
the revisionist history of it, because like even like season two, when Luke came, like everybody was so elated for Luke. And like
Mm-hmm.
and for me, like I thought it was just like okay. I'm like, man, like I get it, everybody's hype, but like I really wish it wasn't Luke Skywalker who did this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I'll say for me, it was a great scene, but when you got certain people and certain channels and other places, people are like breaking down, crying, acting like that's their father that came, like this their father coming back, being in the military, being overseas and stuff, and people just oh oh my god, and all this. I was just like, y'all doing a little bit too much. Like I think what we have to realize, some of the super duper fanboys. I'm gonna tell you something. We're fanboys, but we of the series. Though I don't want to be like, well, y'all ain't true fans. No, f out of here. Me and my man Rashad are true fans of this show and of this series. But the thing is, we understand it's a show. Some of y'all act like y'all can get on a spaceship and go to a galaxy far, far away. You're gonna meet Chewie. You're gonna meet Chewie. You're gonna meet Han and Luke, and you're gonna see. Oh, we're gonna go to the. It's not that, man. This is a show. This is also something that is made for entertainment as well. And the fact that some of y'all are even now questioning Filoni and Favreau is even more
this
hilarious to
yo,
me in
Tony,
comedy because
Tony.
they are the two authorities after George, and y'all coming at them. Come on, bro.
Yo, like when I started seeing those small like hints of it, like right around like
Mm.
episode 3 and 4, and then definitely like after the Space Lizzo episode, like people was like, oh my god, Favreau sucks. We gotta get him off of this.
Yeah.
They Filoni, I can't. I'm like, y'all was just championing these people a few years ago.
I knew people were jumping when they were saying, "Oh, girl, need to be back in charge of Star Wars full time." Who y'all hate?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, Kathleen. Who was
Somebody
like,
said
man,
that.
we need. Yes, who was like, oh, we need to get Kathleen Kennedy back in here. Wow,
Like she ain't.
wow,
If you look at the credits, she
wow.
ain't left. She's still in
Right,
charge.
she's
That's why
still
people don't.
there.
That's why people like. I hate when people talk, yo. Like y'all don't even know
Yeah,
what y'all talking about. Her name is the first executive producer in the credits. The first
yeah.
executive producer. So like, yeah, that's
This is what me and Rashad want. We honest to God want y'all who are watching this podcast to reply in the comments or whatever. What is the problem? What was your problem with it? You know, even as ridiculous it may sound to me, I will listen to your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It may sound ridiculous, but I'll listen to your opinion, and maybe it may sway me, maybe it won't. I understand everyone has their own opinions, but some of the stuff that I've been hearing or whatever, it's like, well, why don't you like it? I don't know. I just don't like it this season. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. Oh, well,
this
okay. Well,
has
what do you?
been the most Star Warsian season of all of them.
Yes, it has.
We
You
got
know,
like you get everything. You
right?
get face fights, you
Mm-hmm.
get goofiness, you get because like let's be honest, Star Wars is camp. You get heartfelt moments. The only thing we
Mm-hmm.
really didn't get was like a true Jedi, which we didn't
Yeah,
need, but we still got the
yeah.
Force. So out of all those things, like this is about as Star Wars as it can get. Also, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
and here's another observation too. Coming
Uh-huh.
off the heels of Andor, when Andor was such a grounded, like, yo,
Uh-huh.
this world sucks for the regular person
Yeah. Yes.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is how the rebellion started with these people trying to figure this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And let's okay, so let's look at it like this. Let's compare. You got Luthen, right?
Mm-hmm.
On one end, and on the other end, you have Grief Karga. both of these people are in the same universe. Both of these people essentially are trying to do the same thing, but with very different means and ways.
And
So
approaches.
very much so. So I'm like, people was really thinking that, oh, like we're gonna get like super serious Tony Gilroy Star Wars. I'm like, nah, like that's not what this is. And people really love, and we okay, you can go back on the channel and check. We had a lot of love for Andor too. Them first three episodes is really rough for me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like they just had established a whole lot, and them joints was moving pretty slow. You know what I'm saying? And then it kicked into gear when they went to Madani. I forgot the name of that planet.
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, Star Wars name. So with that, like people are trying to compare those two. I think even sometimes subconsciously, because that's the last thing that they saw. So now people are going to be comparing Mando season 3 to Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then because Ahsoka is going to do a lot of different things, then they're gonna say like, "Oh yeah, Mando season 3 was real trash compared to Ahsoka." Like that's just the it's like people are so predictable. I'm trying like okay, so I'm sorry. I'm ranting. Me and Antonio, we try to take this face value, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that approach for especially for me, it helps me watch things. It's seeing how now a lot of times I watch things with the intent to be reviewing and talking about it. Because if I go in with a whole lot of biases, then my review is going to be like super one sided. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be like positive about stuff. I'm not going to be like, you know, so positive that I can't point out the negative or what I didn't like.
Right.
But it's just it's a mindset.
Can I say where I'm coming from with this?
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from with this? I am happy we have Star Wars content.
Yes.
That's all I add. Listen, man, I think I said this on an episode or two before. I am happy that there is Star Wars content. Like, I don't think some of y'all understand. Y'all probably think, oh, these are just two idiots that's doing a podcast. No, dude, I have been a fan of this franchise since I was a kid. I'm 42 years old. I was born just missing I was born probably right before the original run of Return of the Jedi came out. And then when they did like a rerun of it in theaters, like around 85 or something like that, that was the first movie I remember my mother taking me to the theaters to go see, man. Back down at 757 in front of Military Circle Mall. Rest in peace, it's no longer there. The movie theater in front, man. So I am into this. I am happy there is Star Wars content. Am I going to like everything? No. Do I think some things are slow, some things could be better? Yes, but I'm not going to sit here and piss and moan and this is that. And dude, we had to wait what? How many years? Like 30 years between Return of the Jedi and the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
Before we
it
got
was a
that.
minute, yo.
And then we had to wait another what? Almost 15 years before we got, Force Awakens. And then Disney buys it, and it does this, but we have content. And the fact that they're also, Filoni and Favreau is trying to even implement some of the legend stuff that we became fans of. We are getting him in live action, people. We are getting Grand Admiral Thrawn in live action. And some of y'all are complaining, and I guarantee you're going to complain about it during daggone Ahsoka, man.
Like,
Be
oh
happy.
man, his eyes ain't red. Like, bro, that don't
Right.
translate on TV, yo. Like, y'all,
man, come on. Be happy that we are in an era where we have this content or whatever. Like Rashad has kids, daughters that probably they like Star Wars, right? Or they watch
yeah,
it.
for the most part,
They like it. For the most part, they like it and watch it. They don't have to wait decades in between for new content, new content and stuff, man. Be happy for what you have, because if the complaining and the pissing and moaning keep going, Disney could be like, yeah, I think we outrun our sword. We're going to leave it some time in between before we start doing some stuff. And then you're going to start crying, be like, man, I wish we had some more Star Wars content when we ain't got, no, because of y'all.
Yo,
I had to get off my chest. I'm sorry. I went on a rant.
You good. This is why we're here today.
Yeah.
And you can already see how like and for better or for worse, like Disney doesn't listen to the climate. You know what I'm saying, online a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because to their detriment, that is definitely affecting them, impacting them negatively. Because instead of sticking to their guns, they've been swayed by public opinion.
Yeah,
So
remember they was like talking about doing a movie every other year, and then Solo came out, and it wasn't really what they did. It wasn't didn't get the reaction they wanted, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna go back to the drawing board on this whole thing.
yeah,
And then
because
what did they say?
we was
We
gonna
was
get
like, oh, we're gonna
anthology
focus on
series for
shows.
stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
we were.
Mm-hmm.
Solo came out. I watched Solo in the theaters. I was extremely whelmed by
Yeah.
Solo. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
As
it
as
was
the
like very okay. It was
as
mid.
the kids say, it was mid.
Yeah, it was very,
It was very mid,
very mid. You know what I'm
and we
saying?
probably won't even get any type of conclusion to that storyline because
Nah, just in comics.
yeah, right. You just left so much stuff open or
Just in the
whatever, man.
comics, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
so yeah, I don't really like I don't like that vibe. Like I don't get. And I you count change over there. I alluded to that
Oh,
to that earlier about the future. So boom,
yes.
let's get happy again. All right,
All right.
so what's next? Ahsoka is next,
Yes.
and I just want to
Is
say
anything else coming before Ahsoka? Is some I think
Star Wars Visions maybe.
Visions is coming out in a I think it might be coming out in a couple of weeks
I'll
or
check.
a month or two. I mean, we got Ahsoka coming out. We got Skeleton Crew. Shout out to them too as well. Um, Basically saying that they want to do at least what 3 more seasons of the Mandalorian. 2 or 3 more seasons of the Mandalorian. And
Basically.
I saw an article where season 4, Favreau said, "Oh yeah, season 4 script is already written. It's already written. It's just they got to find it's just going into recording of it. And then too, we also gonna get another season of Tales of the Jedi, which was another masterpiece animated.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, Tales of the Jet,
Beautiful.
another. And it's no information out about that yet. We know the first season focused on Dooku and Ahsoka. How they came to be and everything like that. No telling who they're going to focus on now. It'd be hilarious. I think it would be nice if they maybe did focus on Luke a little bit, maybe not,
Nah, the
or
damn
might
with
focus,
Luke.
or
I
it might
really, yeah. Like,
focus on young Ben.
you know who I hope is, who I hope they focus on?
Who's that?
Young Ben Solo would be cool, but Cypher
Uh-huh.
Diaz.
Yes.
Like we don't
Yeah.
like we know very little about Cypher Diaz other than he made the call to the Kaminoans to do the clones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if we could, like, I really want to know who this dude was, like, what he was doing, what, like that whole story is just so much there that they have not touched.
You know who my dark horse is? I think they might have a person.
Who that?
Quinlan Voss.
Yes, yes,
Quinlan
yes, yes,
Voss.
yes, yes.
A
That would
name
work
that we
too.
get all the time. We've got, you know what I'm saying? We got it a whole lot before Clone Wars, the animated series came out,
Uh-huh.
showed up a couple times, Clone Wars, a lot of stuff in the comics about him falling to the dark side, then being redeemed and coming back. And at one point, if I'm not mistaken, I think him and Asajj Ventress married each other. He like redeemed her, and if I'm if I'm not mistaken, y'all
I
correct me. I
forgot.
know you
I
will.
remember. I don't remember, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I like I said, but going back to the major one that we're waiting for is Ahsoka, and Ahsoka seems like it is going to be basically, all right, we're going to take Rebels and make it live action because everyone from Rebels
Is
is coming back
it's Rebels
except for
season
me,
5, baby.
except for Kane and Jarrus. But
Oh
but
man.
I mean, we might get a Force ghost of old Freddie Prince Jr. as Kanan.
I really doubt that Kanan learned how to be a Force Ghost.
I don't know. I mean, well, he spoke to Ray. in that final scene, he was one of the voices that spoke to Ray
Man,
when
everybody's talking to Ray, I don't care.
Everybody, so, I mean,
I was arguing people the other day, so I was like, yo, like, I hope Ahsoka, be there to help Ray with the new Jedi Order. And it was like,
yeah,
Ahsoka's dead. I said, according to who? So
yeah,
who said that? Oh, she was in I said, but did
yeah,
anybody verify that?
yeah,
Nobody answered my question because it
yeah,
hasn't been verified.
yeah. So, and like I said, but the fact that we're gonna finally get the Grand Admiral in live action, something that people have been wanting to see for God knows I don't know how long, and the fact the same guy that voiced him during Rebels is going to actually be him. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
chef kiss.
Lars
Yeah,
Mikkelsen being Thrawn is just the right thing to do.
yeah. I mean, so people, as I said, be happy for the content that we have and the content that we're going to get, because they just gave Dave Filoni. All about the, please don't mess this up where Dave Filoni don't get his movie. Please don't mess this up.
Like I like to like I don't think nothing's gonna mess that up. I don't think they even
Yeah,
care. I think right now it's
right.
like, yo, the plan is the plan. Like
Mm-hmm.
we gotta stick to something and this time for me, I really feel like they did it the right way. They had a
Mm-hmm.
whole writer's room. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They sat down, even David Lindelof was in that joint too. And
Mm.
his project didn't get greenlit. But what he was working on, they said is basically going to be like that's like the Dawn of the Jedi. So
Mm.
he's going to be so that I forgot who's doing that now, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
they put in the work to say, hey, we're going to be serious about this, and we want to make sure that at least we're going to plan out the next 5 to 7 years, and that's
Yeah.
what they did. So I mean, I don't because people was like, hey man, none of this crap is coming out. I'm like, dog, like none of this crap was even presented like this before. A lot of this stuff was just like
Right.
investor calls and little
Yeah.
small things, like just Hollywood reporter stuff. Like it wasn't
Mm-hmm. It was here
official.
Hollywood hearsay.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
official. We at celebration announcing this
Right.
stuff. So that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I'm just happy we have the content. Question, Rashad. This is a something I've saw somewhere, and I wonder. I just want your opinion on it.
Good.
Do you think so? The show is The Mandalorian,
Okay.
and it started off with focusing on Den, and I think that's what we're going to go back to, being like centralized back in the Den. That say now that Mandalore is safe, because remember the whole how Den was a bounty hunter. He was like at the end he talked to Carson and was like, "Hey man, listen man, look, I'm a bounty hunter by trade. Look out for me." Do you think that the show The Mandalorian is actually about Din, or is it about Grogu?
I really feel even when I was watching it earlier on,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we saw that he had like the whole like covert on Navarro
Mm-hmm.
there, I was like, yo, we can really learn about the Mandalorians in general and
Mm-hmm.
like for real live action. Because you got to remember, like, there's still so much mystery around, let's say, like the armorer. You don't know
Yes.
nothing about her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So there's so much more that can be explored. Like for me, like the titular Mandalorian, of course, is Din.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu coming along and being the like the cub to his lone wolf is like the
Shogun Assassin.
definitely this is all it's been a big lone
Mm-hmm.
wolf and cub story.
Yeah.
So watching them grow together and have that father son aspects is just one of the more it's just an easy narrative trope to execute, and it's also
Mm-hmm.
playing along to the traditional Joseph Campbell hero's journey as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
eventually we'll get as soon as Grogu is able to communicate we'll get him on his actual hero's journey. Because right now, to be honest, Din's real story is done. He's completed his entire hero's journey. So
also, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Also, don't forget, we only got one little flashback of how Grogu got saved out of Order 66 by, redemption by Ahmed Best, aka Jar Jar Binks. And we still don't know what happened between Order 66 and the first episode of The Mandalorian. So this is stuff that stories that still need to be told.
So, like that's and that's what I'm saying when we got to take on your attitude of like, yo, we're just happy to have stuff to watch and talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so, like, the way Star Wars is set up, there are so many ways that you can go about this. And there'll be a plethora of things for everybody. Whether you want to read comics, got you. You like reading books, you like reading books, but you like books, audiobooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got TV and movies is coming back next year. So there's stuff for, like, well, 2025. I'm at 2 years. So, like, we got stuff stuff for everybody, man. Like,
and don't forget the video game heads for Jedi.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Jedi Survivor comes out like what, a couple of days?
Yeah.
Pretty
Fallen
soon.
Order was I'll tell you something. Fallen Order was a great. I know you're not a video game person.
Nah, I watched the watch through and I watched all like the like the cuts,
the cinematics and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm very aware
Fallen
of
Order. Okay, Fallen Order is fantastic, and I am just itching to get my hands on Survivor, yeah.
Yeah, man. So there's gonna be so much stuff for everybody, man. Like, it's really a great time to be a fan, almost a fan of any large property, of any IP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, we eating for real. Next week we going to see Guardians 3. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why y'all mad, yo? Like, y'all gotta really, man, just check on your hearts, man. Like, I feel like y'all can be better people if y'all let some of that anger go. I had to do the same thing too. Eventually, you gotta grow up. You know what I'm saying? But like, but yeah, yo, so much stuff coming out. Cannot wait for Ahsoka. Can't wait for Rebel season 5 live action. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see the crew, and it's gonna be amazing. It's like, I'm just saying, shout out to Zara Dawson. Like, people was really upset that Ashley Eckstein wasn't Ahsoka. I laughed at them in their faces because
Rosario been petitioning for this for years,
and not even that. Like, like when I see Ahsoka at the end of Rebels, they do such a good job of making that look like Rosario Dawson anyway. Like, it looks like her. So yeah. Sorry, Snips. Not gonna be out here doing that with you guys. But yeah, yo, that's really it for this one. You know what I'm saying? And oh man, we'll be next time we're gonna be back is what? Guardians?
Yeah. I'm going Thursday. I'm going next Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going Friday morning.
Okay.
So, cool. Don't text me on the stupid show.
I won't say.
Yeah,
I never do. Only thing I tell you is,
but I'm just saying, man. Like, don't even just tell me how many end credit scenes.
That's all. Whenever I do it, man, that's all I do. Be like, hey, no end credit. Don't worry about it. You be like, all right. You be like, all right, bet.
Man, I'm just mad because I gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like 6, and I don't feel like going that late. Like, I could, but like, I don't feel like it. So yeah, I'm gonna go in the morning to catch a matinee. I already bought the tickets, but yeah,
my God,
that is it, man. Unless something crazy pops up, you know what I'm saying? We will see you guys probably Saturday after next. That's
Saturday.
Saturday. May
7th. No,
May 6th. May 6th.
Yeah, May 6th.
Yeah, little Craig birthday. All right, then.
All right, my man.
See you next time.
Happy birthday, little Craig.